What's up, everybody? This is Danny, and last week I was at the Charlotte Motor Speedway checking out NASCAR for the very first time, and it was a pretty cool experience. But I wasn't initially there for the race. I was there to check out a company called Hisense because they were releasing a brand new 4K TV, and this thing had it all. Of course, it has the 3840 by 2160 4K Ultra HD panel, and this is a 50-inch TV, and it features all of the stuff in a high-end panel, like support for Netflix, Pandora, YouTube. It also features an ultra smooth motion rate and dual band Wi-Fi and HDMI 2.0. When they announced this TV, what blew me away was that this TV set is only $599. So that is insane. They are bringing the budget 4K TV to the masses with the H7 series, so this should be available today, and I'll leave some links in the description section below, or you can go to your local Walmart store and they should be in stock today. I think a lot of people are intimidated by the 4K televisions because they are so expensive, but I think this fixes that without a doubt. So let's see what else comes inside of the box. The first thing you're gonna get are the two plastic stands that go on the bottom of the TV if you don't want to wall mount it, and then you get a packet here that is full of stuff. The first thing you're gonna see is the 4-year warranty. Yes, you've seen that right, that's a 4-year warranty. We'll get to that in just a little bit. You get the quick start guide, you also get some safety information and warranty stuff. You get a user manual if you need to know how to use this TV. You get the remote, and you also get some batteries for that remote, and also you get the power cord. So standard affair there. There's also a little poster that says don't be that guy to press on the screen and break your TV before you even get to use it. I'm going to install the stands because I'm not going to wall mount it here in my room, but this is very simple. All you need to do is just have a screwdriver and repeat this on both sides. And this panel is actually extremely light, so if you're going to set it up with just one person, it's absolutely no problem. So if you want to wall mount this too, you should be able to do it by yourself. The TV that this is replacing is ridiculously heavy, so I definitely appreciate the light weight of this TV. I know I look really silly here doing the sniff test, but actually it does not smell as bad as when you unwrap most TVs. It's because they've modified the manufacturing process some and got some green certifications to make it a little bit more friendly for the environment. So that's kudos to them. For a TV in this price range, the design is fairly simple, but it's definitely effective. The bezels are pretty thin on the sides as well, so it's quite attractive, but I would like to see maybe the glossy plastic turn into a more matte finish plastic so it can be a little bit classier on that side, but I don't have many complaints about the design at all. So you're gonna get a very simplistic design with that Hisense logo on the bottom. So let's take a look at all of the ports that come with this TV. On the back, you're going to find plenty of ports. You have your Ethernet port, you have two HDMI ports on the back that support HDMI 2.0, so you should be able to plug in all of your new 4K peripherals too, and then you also have your digital audio out, you have your AV in, and you also have your component in if you still use that. On the side, you're going to see your antenna and cable. You also have two USB 2 ports. You have service, and you have an audio in and out. You also have two more HDMI that supports MHL and ARC, and then you'll see a USB 3 there, which is very nice in this class of TV. On the bottom corner, you're going to find some button controls, and they look kind of like the old school iPod click wheel thing. But anyway, there is two speakers on the back, and they actually sound much better than I thought they would. That was my huge complaint about the Vizio P series, is that the speakers were terrible, but these actually sound great. So let's go ahead and turn this panel on and see what the setup process is like. The first thing you're greeted with is the logo, and then you see the Smart TV designation because you don't have to have a set-top box to enjoy Netflix or Amazon. You just go ahead and accept the terms. Now what's cool about this TV usage mode is that on home mode, you're gonna see it dim to the adjustment of the ambient light in the room because there's an ambient light sensor built in to the left-hand corner. So I thought that was neat for this class of TV. So you do have Ethernet available as well, but I'm gonna hook it up to the dual band Wi-Fi, just a lot more convenient for me. And probably a lot of others as well. All you have to do is just pick your TV input source and then you're ready to go. So the setup process is pretty easy. But one of the big things that I wanted to stress here is this 4-year warranty. I've never seen a TV manufacturer give this much warranty. It comes with a 2-year warranty, but then they're gonna extend it to 4 years. And from what they told me is that this is just a no holds barred 4-year warranty. So they will fix your TV if anything goes wrong with it within the 4 years. So that is definitely a go. The user interface is extremely simple. You can jump from your live TV to your other inputs right there. Then they have what you call video on demand. This is your Netflix, your YouTube, your Dailymotion, Vudu, and all of that other stuff right here. And then if you have your external hard drives, you can plug that in to get to your media right here. And then you also have a bunch of other apps like your social apps. You have a little game center there. You also have the weather, even a TV browser, which I'll show you later on. But you have a choice of a bunch of different other apps as well. There's no real app store, but there is a list of all apps that you can use. Well, there is an Opera app store, which is web-based, and they do have some games like this, but they're very simplistic. But we're gonna go over real gaming in just a little bit here. All of your setup and menu is there on the left-hand side, kind of superimposes whatever you're watching at the time, so you can change your picture, your audio, and all that stuff on the fly. So I had no problems with the menu system at all. And then when you go into the picture settings, this is very typical of whatever TV that you're watching. It has aspect ratio changes, contrast, color, and going to the advanced picture settings, you will see the ultra smooth motion. So when you put that on high, it goes all the way up to 480 Hertz, but natively, if you turn that off, it's 120 Hertz, which should be plenty for gaming, and I'll show you some demos of that later on. But you do have some noise reduction, adaptive contrast. You can change your color temperature right there on the fly with some white balance changes, and the color tuner, a lot of people will probably be interested in that. So I'm going to be playing around with this and see if I can calibrate it some, and I'll let you know later on in an update video on what maybe the best settings that I found for this panel is. For parents, yes, there are parental controls. You have CEC and the MHL controls there, which are nice for other peripherals like the Chromecast. So in the end, I know you probably don't care about any of that. You just want to know, what does this panel actually look like? And to be honest with you, I am absolutely blown away because I was not expecting much from this panel at all. And the contrast and the colors and the brightness of this panel, I'm really impressed with, because without any kind of color calibration at all, I'm seeing the colors looking very nice on here, nice and punchy. And 4K on Netflix here is looking absolutely phenomenal. So to be honest with you, this panel I think looks better than my Vizio P series, which is way more expensive, at least $300 or $400 more in this class. So I'm very impressed with this panel overall. One of the coolest things about this TV is that if you look at the remote, you'll find Netflix, Amazon, Vudu, and YouTube buttons built right in. And if you're watching live TV especially and want to jump to one of these like Vudu, it will switch there right on the fly. But if you hit the Netflix button, it'll take you back to the episode that you were watching before. So most TVs, it will just restart that app. It's a little bit annoying, but here you can kind of switch within the fly. But the problem with that is that you can see a lot of those spinning wheels, and that was kind of my biggest gripe about this user interface. Even though this thing is being powered by the quad-core processor made by MediaTek, it is a little bit sluggish when it comes to the smart app side of things. So this is not the frame rate that you want to see. It's definitely not as smooth as something like the Vizio P series, and I would like to see a software update to make this a little bit faster. So I told you I was going to show you some web browsing. Like if you web browse anything that's a little bit intensive, you'll see it lags quite a bit, and it should be able to handle this with this kind of processor, but I hope they put out a software update very soon that can make this user experience a little bit better. That is not a deal breaker by any means though, because there are some great set-top boxes like Shield TV, and you have your Nexus player, and these are probably the way you're going to want to experience your TV anyway and game for very cheap. Like Dead Trigger on here looks fantastic, and I would definitely suggest you get one of these boxes. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel, for I'm going to be doing a review of the new Shield TV, which I think is probably the most exciting thing that's to come out in a long time when it comes to the Android side of things. But if you're a gamer, I have a PS4 right here, and it's running this game absolutely perfectly. So if you're worried about the refresh rate when it comes to games, then don't worry about that. There is a designated game mode that kind of bumps up the refresh rate and things like that, but this is all off. This is totally native at 120, and it's playing these video games absolutely fine. So if you have a video game console, PS4, and you have your Xbox One, then don't worry about that. You won't have any problems when it comes to the gaming whatsoever. So what do you guys think about this Hisense H7 series? I think this is a definite incredible deal for $600. I cannot believe that this kind of quality panel comes that cheap. I mean, it's not a perfect TV, but if you're thinking about getting into 4K, and this is a panel that is priced like a regular 1080p panel, so I think you're going to be very impressed here. I can't wait to use this TV a little bit more and dive deeper into it, so if you have any questions about this TV whatsoever, make sure you follow me on Twitter at SuperScientific, and I'll do my best to answer them there or in a follow-up video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.